I just want to know who personifies Kali Yuga energy. I know who Lilith is. Lilith showed up. She showed up. We aware of that. Cool. Welcome. Peace, Lilith. How you doing? Come and sit on my lap. Where in the industry is the Kali Yuga? I'm wondering. Right? Where in the industry is Sekhmet? Since everybody's claiming to be so goddamn smart and you know, I would never. Oh my God, I would never. Oh, I would never. In my life, I couldn't listen to this little skank. You know what I mean? Who got the Sekhmet energy? And when you hear that shit, what do it look like and sound like? Since y'all niggas is so, since we dealing with the most judgmental group of people on the planet, the new Christians, give me the Kali artists. I'll wait, my niggas. You said Cardi B is giving you Kali? Giving you that, right? Because if the energy is back, it personifies itself. Right. If the energy is back, it personifies itself in the public. Where might I find Kali and Sekhmet energy if I want to tap into some of that quote unquote energy, right? Because they said war is feminine, right, Blue?
Yes, very much so. As evidence, when you take your dollar bill out of your pocket, the left hand of the dollar bill on the eagle is where you're going to find the that. The right hand is where you will find the fig tree, the fig leaves, right? Which stands for diplomacy, which is masculine. Men allegedly sit down at the table and come up with treaties and they discuss how to end war. Women come with the sword,
right?
Bury you.
The sword of fire. Shout out to Hocus in the building. Hocus, you from the Bronx.
Shout out to Hocus.
Hocus, you from the Bronx, right? So you more, me and Blue, we was born in the Bronx, raised in Brooklyn. So we've been exposed to a different type of quote unquote stock and breed of female. But you from the Bronx and you was affiliated. You may still, I don't, you know, you familiar with that energy.
Yes.
I want to know from anybody in the chat, where do we look to see the Sekhmet and the Kali energy in the industry, right? Right? Shout out to Zara Path, right? Straight Sekhmet energy, okay? Straight Sekhmet energy. Y'all want to call her, y'all want to talk crazy about her too?
Right.
Oh, she's not in her soft. She's not. So
she's not living her
no
life.
Right. So what about the fact that there's different expressions? You got Ice Spice. Let's just talk about Bronx MC since we're doing hip hop in its 50th year. Because when you go to New York right now, who's running New York? The people that really is popping off are Bronx female artists.
That part.
Right? Why don't y'all just say the name? People are scared to say
in year
that's
50, in year 50, right? In year 50, hip hop is being run by the women. For the most part, they are the most engaging narrative and story in terms of the mainstays and the ones that are coming in. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. And dead rappers, because they're the hottest in the game right now. The niggas just in the sky. But on earth, in terms of living, it's being run by women. Again, shout out to my brother, the Cosmo physician, Ra Aku, who used the charts, he used hip hop's birth chart from August 11, 1973, to predict this back when I did a lecture with him in 2017. he said that it is going back to the feminine energy, running it in particular, and it would be a icing on the cake if it's a woman who comes out of the Bronx. This was the year that Cardi B broke out, 2017, when we were making this observation. They've been, for the most part, on top of things ever since. In terms of, if we look at the trajectory of new artists that have come out, that have, who got legs, who have mainstay. You know what I'm saying? Been women.
Right.
Oh yeah, go through the dichotomy of what we can look at when we get the plethora or different, we get to look at what does Bronx have to offer in terms of the variance of their feminine MCs.
Right. I would love to hear y'all. I would love to see how y'all see it, because people might not be familiar with the whole quote unquote New York sound or what's going on. But I'm from the fucking town, nigga. I'm from New York, so I'm gonna talk about New York music scene. I'm very familiar with it.
Let's get it. Come on.
So yeah, Remy Ma, Bronx. She got the Battle League. Do y'all watch Chrome 23? Do you get offended when you hear 40 bars and the females battling? Is that sacrilegious? Is that too masculine? Because they be in a Birkin bag. They'll talk about, man, they crossing lines.
Shout out to Ty Phoenix in the building as well.
Shout out to Ty Phoenix in the building as well. Right?
Yes.
Trailblazer. Okay? So there are different. I was watching Lauren at the Roots picnic. They had the Fuji reunion.
Yes.
I was watching Lauryn Hill this weekend at the picnic. She said that the album was 25 years old. Where is the Lauren clones?
Timeless.
It's been 25 years. Where's the Lauren clones at?
Yeah, where they at?
Where they at?
I was thinking about this too earlier. It's funny you said that. You know, her impact on the game, the fact that her music is timeless to this day. When I was hearing her singing the chorus, I forgot what song it was specifically. Jail bars ain't open gates. They 400-pound mate. Then they both looked at Pras.
Man, they were shitting on Pras well. God damn. He might have been in the audience.
So
it feels hard to have a jacket, a fucking guilty plea on your ass. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so putting that in perspective, like you said, I'm looking at that. I'm listening to her vocals and how they are still holding up and everything, and the reverberation of it. And I'm like, she didn't qualify herself to be cloned. She didn't qualify herself as, once again, as a prototype. And Lord knows she went through her challenges. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm listening to the interview. I'm listening to all these interviews. I'm listening to Andrew Martinez break things down. And just, you know, how, what did she say? 10 Crack Commandment beat was hers first. I'm thinking about the era that when she came in. I'm thinking about Left Eye and them. I'm thinking about Kim. I'm thinking about Fox. I'm thinking about all of these, you know, these pinnacle points in the culture. You know, then I'm thinking about where the game is at right now. You know what I mean?
But I also saw a State Property reunion at the Roots picnic, but we'll talk about that.
Oh, okay. So all of these things, all of these elements, you know, and then, like I said, in year 50, to find ourselves where we're at, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Today, in this conversation around what people prefer and what they don't prefer, I think that we're really overlooking the social dynamics that create the type of artists that we're being exposed to. You know what I'm saying? Growing up as a woman in New York, in the Bronx in particularly, that's not a soft life. That's right now.
Not soft life. That's not soft living, y'all.
New York is arcane asylum. You know what I'm saying? It is under siege by mental illness.
Yes.
The fact that this young lady is a result and a product of mental illness, you know what I'm saying, makes her ironically more attractive than unattractive to the population that she's singing to that are also victims of mental illness.
Right. They trauma bonded.
Crazy like crazy.
Right. Crazy like crazy.
Crazy don't respond to frequency that's uncrazy because you gotta know crazy in order to speak to crazy.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
That's a fact.
So let's be real about the social economic environments and places that these people come from and the stories that they're telling. I said it before, I'll say it again, right? And this is no disrespect to the homie, but imagine the mindset, imagine the frequency of a child who is 3 months old, 4 months old, 2 years old, who was strapped into a car seat in the back of his daddy's Dodge Charger with 12 inch subwoofers in the back blasting DMX.
Right. Right.
There's just things, I can't even say it because, again, I can't, I'm not in charge of explaining and expressing to someone what level of expression should be bottled up and sold as art. You feel me? But when you package that, when you capture it on Memorex and wax, and that's a spirit that you capture on wax, and that spirit is now immortalized on that wax. You feel me? And us not being as abreast as we should about frequency and the indelible effect of frequency has on the water in our own body.
Right.
You feel me? There's some shit that just shouldn't be said in public. There's some things that should be held for select audiences only. But post Bad Boy era, all hip hop became palatable, digestible, and available on New York radio at all times.
Right.
We grew up in an era at one point where you could only get hip hop past a certain time.
Right. And on mixtapes.
And on mixtapes. We grew up during the era when they told us, yo, this is not for you. We grew up during the era when there was specifically hip hop just for minors.
Right.
We had Fresh Prince. We had the Fat Boys.
Right.
We had, there was a comedic flair to hip hop to a degree.
We had like the Humpty Hump dance. We had certain dances for us as children.
Right? Then the lines started getting blurred. So you can't even go, if I'm on Spotify looking for Lil or Young, right? The little baby is not an artist that is for 8, 9, 7, 6, and 5-year-olds, but his name is Little Baby.
Right. Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. So that should just tell you what you need to know right there. The babies have been co-opted for marketing purposes. Same way that Death, Destruction, and Western male psychology was marketed to us as a generation. And some of us bit the bait, hook, line, and sinker, right? And some of us were able to alchemize that with our own imagination and intuition, because I was not given the instructions on what to throw away and what to keep. But if I was a thoroughly traumatized individual, I would have gravitated and resonated with more traumatic messages. And I remember the first time I heard Scarface, Mr. Scarface, the album. It was on Thanksgiving, whatever year that came out, right? It was on the day of Thanksgiving, and I was in the back seat. We were going to a family's house in New Jersey, and I had the headphones on. So
right.
The music was up close and personal. Right. That was such a traumatic experience because it felt so real. Like the shotgun, hot, oh, Mr. Scarface, like that was, and it was like, that was my favorite at that point because it was just too real. And I had not been exposed to that aspect of reality, right?
Mr. Scarface?
Mr. Scarface, yes.
Right.
It was, you know what I'm saying? As a 15 or 14-year-old, like, and we, you know what I'm saying? We was in the streets. We had been exposed to some things. We seen some things. We was involved with some things. We was spinning blocks probably even around that time. But to to hear this shit on wax, to hear a soundtrack for it, that art, that poetic behind that level of a soundscape, you feel me? It really, yeah, and the way it was hitting the 8, man, it melted my mind. You feel me? It melted my mind.
And this was impressionable minds, mind you, at this point.
My mind was still formulating. I was still looking for societal signals about what I should be getting into, and,
right.
and to a degree,
right.
How deep should I be going down this rabbit hole?
Right. So my thing is, for the youth of today, I have a 15-year-old, right? So our children, the village, when we looking at them and we like, damn, they still wearing ski masks and shit. I thought COVID was over. Oh man, they out here with motherfucking Call of Duty guns and whatnot. Oh, they walking niggas down in front of their families and whatnot. Just know that comes from somewhere. That doesn't sprout out of nowhere, right? That has a lot to do with the quote unquote constant spiral that this culture has been going through, to whereas now these children are really living their lyrics. Really living their lyrics.
And they're just responding to the fact that you said it was a prerequisite for them to live their lyrics.
You said it.
Yeah, I'm throwing it back in the water if it ain't realer than real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I back then, the case in point, yeah, I wanted to know. I'm like, nigga, Scarface doing all of this shit, or he's just rapping? Because the relatability factor is 10x. If you like, yeah, this nigga's really living this shit. Oh shit, I'm listening to a murderer.
Right.
That's what's up. Right. Nigga, I grew up on Ted Bundy, so like, there was a fascination with psychotic shit growing up. We were the generation that produced horrorcore. Where do you think them little niggas got it from? They grew up on Chucky. They grew up on Freddy. They grew up on Fake Death. Right? And then they seen real life shit in their own community that resembled all of those things. They grew up on horrorcore. I went to Detroit, I think in 03 or 05, and was interviewing these dudes. I didn't interview Esham, but I interviewed a lot of them other dudes.
Right.
Lurk, niggas who was getting on PCP and eating livers and all of that shit.
Right.
All of that stuff made it to their music. They was trying to tell people back then. Even homie that wilded out and bodied the police listening to Tupacalypse.
Right.
Yeah, nigga. Like, this was the fuel. These were the anthems that made you want to go and drop shit. Because as a true fan of hip hop, you like, man, I can't listen to this shit if I'm not involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to silver surf with my music. I can't be under the wave. I have to be above it. So I got to experience what this shit is rapping about in order to properly rap it.
Right.
Now, y'all can front all you want, because I don't know if this is everybody's story, but this was our story coming up, because all of these experiences were accessible. You could go on the block and find anybody that's willing to take you on a ride down whatever rabbit hole you was willing to go. Oh, you want to butcher people and cut them up and put them in suitcases? You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, we do that. Let's go. That's nothing. You feel me? Oh, you want to get a key and go to NC?
Right.
You know, everything was accessible.
So now, fast forward, yeah, people are living out these lyrics, right? When I was coming up and we was listening to Pound Town, you know, that was, you know, we'd be at the hooky party, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? We came up listening to dance hall. So, you know, we came up listening to
there was a period of time when we listened to dance hall because hip hop got too west. It was like they were just on the gangster music frequency. So this was from like 90 to 92, right? Hip hop became Sabotage. Remember, I had got Eazy-E tape in 88 because my barber, Eric, shout out to Eric, right? He used to go to the West Coast. I was the first person that brought Eazy-E back to the hood. or he brought it back to the hood. I was the one that proliferated it because I got the music from him and started spreading it. Niggas was throwing eggs at me.
Yeah, I used to leave the room when he played that shit.
Until Ice Cube came out.
With the lyrics. Right. That's when I fell for it because it was a level of militancy.
Yeah.
Fuck police. Express yourself. It was a level of militancy that I saw them brothers.
We were exposed to Eazy-E before NWA.
Right. He came out before NWA.
Yeah, before NWA. So they was laughing when I was playing the easy stuff, Eazy-E. But when NWA came out, forget about it. And
yeah, they was
Ice Cube came out.
Yeah. They was rapping. And then when Ice Cube came with when he came with America's Most Wanted, I was locked in. I was locked in. You feel me? And it was over after that. I believed everything that O'Shea Jackson said to me. Not knowing that homie is CB4.
Yeah, so we were hanging on to the believability factor of the lyrics. So I don't know why at this grown ass stage and age that we are, and I'm speaking up to our peer groups who are parents now of these children, why are you so amazed? You feel me? That the progression of the art form will come to this point where the children want to live it out and the children want a level of reality and realness in their music. And through the whole 90s, that's all we was talking about is you got to be real. Real nigga this, real nigga that. And right now, because you exposed them to the music since they was age 0.
Right.
In the womb, the amniotic fluid was absorbing all of the vibrational frequency. Whether you was playing it or not, you was encased in an environment where it was being played out the windows, out the whip. You know what I'm saying? Your neighbors is playing it. Everybody's playing it. So these children have been exposed since age 0. The developmental age for developmental psychology is from the age of 0 to 7. These children damn sure been exposed to this music since the age of 0 to 7. So are you raising your babies, or is the music raising your children? Because the looks of things would suggest that the music is raising your children, just like the music raised us.
Right. No difference.
Let's just keep it real for once.
It don't make the parents a failure. It doesn't say that your parenting skills is not what it is. It just says that these motherfucking frequencies in this art form, you underestimate the power of music. Right? You underestimate the power of the music, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But we should collectively have a better understanding about what the fuck we're up against. Because I'm checking on all pages. I don't see nobody pushing Cyrock. I don't see nobody pushing Cambada. I don't see nobody pushing none of these conscious artists, but y'all the first ones to try to judge me because I said that a fucking 10-second clip gave me goosebumps. I'm living my truth. I'm being real about what the fuck I'm feeling. How is that bothering you? Oh, brother, you can't be promoting this. This is not righteous. This is not conscious. What you promoting? Not to say tit for tat. What you pushing? What artists are you propelling? Because I damn sure have pushed a ton of conscious artists down you niggas' throats since you met.
Right.
That's all I've been doing. I put you on a Lizzie Jeff. I put you on a Cambada. I put you on a Source Guard.
Shout out to Source Guard. Shout out to Lizzie. Shout out to Mata.
I put you on the Batman Mafia when AA started rapping. He said he started rapping because of us.
Yeah, you pushed your own shit yet?
I put you on the Twin Pillars, Red and the Blue, right. Classics.
And he started rapping because of me. Yeah.
Says who? When?
What? Excuse me? Glitching now, huh?
Yeah, because anyway, I done shared Jamal Hilton
Shout out to Jamal.
Don't tell
Right?
me to stop yelling. I turn up how I want to turn up. I'm on my live.
But I also put my audience on the RJ Payne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
and that's a fact. RJ Payne got bars.
I also may have, early in the game put my audience on the Griselda. You know what I'm saying? So we have a wide palette when it comes to, because hip hop was never one thing. We
Never.
didn't grow up with in one thing. It was a full spectrum, right?
That's
And
a fact.
that's still who we are in terms of curators of the culture, people who appreciate the full spectrum. And as a cultural curator, also as a cultural critic, yes, when I see something that can potentially be a cultural phenomenon, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to observe it. Sometimes I might even endorse it if it's familiar. You feel me?
Shout out to Lizzie Jeff in the building. She just dropped a new project, Supernova Slum, going crazy on that. You feel
Oh, shout
me?
out.
I think Sauce God said that he was gonna review the project because that's something that we don't have either. I'm sorry, Blue, but we haven't even established media in this community where we get first reactions from our fans and whatnot. We don't have blogs. Y'all don't write about our projects. Y'all don't push us. Y'all don't promote us. There's no A&R work being done in this community. Nobody is interviewing the artists to find out what their backstory is. The podcasts that we got to go to get interviewed are not from this community. So while everybody's sitting around pointing fingers and talk about this and talk about that, what role do you play in advancing the culture? What role do you play in advancing quote unquote positive music and frequencies? What role do you play? What time out of your day? What sacrifices are you making to make sure that you push the culture that you say that you love so much? Because I don't believe you need more people. So please continue.
And I've been dealing with hip hop journalism since 2000. I had a hip hop newspaper, so I should be the last person. Anybody fixes their mouth. I'm the one who went to what they consider to be the crack rappers and asked the conscious questions in real time. So
When it
please,
wasn't even cool. 02, 03, 04.
I got the eggs thrown at me in the hood because I said that I was a reporter. I was a journalist. Nigga, what's that? You a booster. You part of criminal empire. Nah, son, I'm actually, a professional journalist, who has a media company, you know what I'm saying, who sells clothes on the side. So
They look like they used to want to fight my brother when he would ask these rappers conscious questions
yeah.
when it wasn't cool, when it wasn't quote unquote the trend and whatnot. They used to be like, bro, why you making me think like that?
I'm the journalist that reversed Jadakiss's mind from saying, oh, Osama bin Laden was responsible for 9/11. When I got finished with him, he understood what time it was and went and recorded why and put the blame was supposed to be with George Bush. So I've utilized my minute, my moment with these artists to ask the hard questions and to get them thinking, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And then the thinking later on, it might trickle down as responsible lyrics in their music because my teacher told me to do it like that. He was like, yo, rather than attempting to influence the millions, influence a person who has millions, you know what I'm saying, listening to them. So that was the formula. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Nipsey, I didn't have to do that with Nipsey. Nipsey was teaching me. I was
Right.
like, what is this nigga? Who's your master teachers, goddamn it? And he said, my master teachers watch y'all. And he was talking about the big homies that was all the way, I guess he met like Michael Concepcion. He's like, yeah, they live in the hills and all of that. They not even in the hood. He's like, but when I go to their crib, they got VHSs and DVDs of y'all.
Right.
So I've been able to see this shit come full circle to, I can tell you can make an effect. You can make an indelible effect. You just don't have to be a fan of the culture. You can curate it. You can be a cultural critic. You can push buttons. You know what I'm saying? But you should have to be a presence enough that it's respected. Where it's like, are they even willing to listen to what you got to say? You feel me?
I'm literally I'm throwing out an alley-oop in a great business idea. Like if this was a consultation, you know, it would be more appreciated. But you know, we have to fill in voids in these communities. The silver lining is in the void. There is a humongous void that has just been pointed out. We don't have no TikTok dancers that will even dance to our music. And I'm talking about the spectrum of conscious artists. There's no first, you know, when first listen, like when Dirk album dropped, there's 100 videos on YouTube where people is like, oh, first reaction. We don't got that. We don't have a Siskel and Ebert. We don't have a Rolling Stone. We don't have nobody to review to give you an intricate breakdown of the instruments that were being used, the rhyme sequences. None of that thoughtful. What you say?
We don't have a conscious blog.
We don't got a conscious blog.
Right? Outside of what I seen you do with the playlist, you know, there's no quote unquote conscious playlist. You know what I'm saying? Where people can just go and tap into the frequency. We don't appreciate and highlight our artists enough. You know what I mean? Even at these conscious events, there's not being space made on stage for these artists. Why is Lizzie Jeff not at the Malcolm X Fest? Right? I'm doing what I can to make sure Source Guard get on the stage at Juneteenth.
I got him booked already. I did that. Yeah,
right?
big homie shit. I did that in real time.
For Jason Elm Street, you know, with the Imhotep step. Like there's so much that we have to offer as a community to bring things full circle. But the support of the people don't be there to a degree. I can't speak for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Where's the multi-state tour for, you know, response? I don't know if everybody want to consider themselves conscious artists, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we still get props from Beast Mode for supporting them young brothers back in 2011, 2012, and 2013 when they came out.
Right. Shout out to Zombie Juice, Flatbush Zombies. Shout out to the quote unquote, underachievers, Pro Era. 2020, yeah, when people was being put underneath the spell of Chief Keef in 2012, we was on the front lines pushing the Beast Coast, pushing the conscious. We was like, yo, we went to Afro Punk.
It was coming out around that time.
Soul with Control Theory, pushing it on the people and whatnot. Where's your Friday night conscious mixtape shows? Where's the playlist that I put out is called, it's on Spotify. It's called God Hop Playlist, right? It gets a lot of spins and whatnot. But where the hell is the playlist? Where's the DJs at? That's a whole nother conversation. Where the fuck is the DJs at? Because Funkmaster Flex has a DJ pool that everybody drinks from. He comes out with a list of 20 names, and that basically, those artists and whatnot are spun all around the world from his DJ pool. Old Man Ebro is a program director, and he puts out playlists for now Spotify and other streaming platforms. Where's the fucking DJs at? Since y'all say y'all love it so much, y'all want to talk about you telling grown men and women who they could listen to, where the DJs at, telling us what we could listen to.
Well, you're not what we can listen to, but you know, this is the latest slap.
What's the latest slap?
This is 10 to coast up on this. Look, where's the fusion between Afro beats and conscious hip hop?
Y'all didn't record in Ghana yet?
Yeah, like, where's that at? Where's that hybrid music at?
Right. You niggas let Swanky beat you to the punch?
Bro, they ain't even.
You niggas let Swanky beat you to the punch?
They ain't even nothing with the roots and the reggae artists. Like, niggas don't got nothing with Gypsy. Niggas don't got nothing with who was some other than they niggas? All right, Alkaline.
Kabaka, Pyramid. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot to be done, and it comes down to us taking ourselves serious enough. Consciousness, you already seen woke take the talking points and blow past you and become a multi-billion-dollar corporate market.
Yeah, just like that.
It was worth $44 billion according to Forbes in 2018. The woke marketplace is what they call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, solidified world phenomena, global, it is geopolitics itself. Where are
Right.
you in these
Right.
conversations? Because
So,
the source.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I want you to get back.
Sukiyana beat y'all to it. Sukiyana got an Afrobeat song. So my thing is this: our children, right, the young ones, the ones that we're trying to get a hold of, the impressionable ones.
Yes.
If they see a song, if you play a song, a 30-second clip from a Lizzie Jeff song, or if you play a song from Source, or if you play a song from any of the conscious artists, and you be like, "Yo, I'll give you $20." Sometimes you gotta coerce them. Dance to this.
Yeah, dance to it.
And let's see if it goes viral. Right? Let's just see if it goes viral. Put it on TikTok. TikTok respects the algorithm. You do the new dance. I be seeing women, mommies and their daughters doing Lil Lotto, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion. Why y'all not dancing to Ciroc, Ty Phoenix? She had a whole challenge and whatnot. That was like, go and spit your bars and whatnot.
Right.
Why your daughter not spitting the bars to her song? And all of these people why didn't you take your shot at it? And spit the 16 since you got all of this consciousness. You've been in class for 18 years.
Yeah, you know, deep rhymes with feet, rhymes with sleep, rhymes with beat.
Rhymes with beat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? You could, you know what I mean? Waist beads rhyme with tasties and all of that. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, so
I didn't even see y'all turning up to Londrell. I went on TikTok looking for the Londrell dance. Y'all don't even got that.
yeah, man.
What's that about?
We gotta, you know, we should not gotta. We should be consistent with our support for the things that we say that we want. This is the challenge that all thought leaders or quote unquote any type of leadership deals with, especially with this community. It's like the people really don't know what they want, but they'll criticize you and be like, you ain't delivering it. I'm like, nigga, what do you want?
What do you want? Because I could deliver it.
What do you
want? What do you want? Now that I got your attention, what you want? Do you know what you want? Or you just want to complain all day and point fingers and try to make somebody feel lesser than, and that shit will not work over it. You can't sprinkle salt on a turtle shell, my nigga. I know who the fuck I am, and I'm comfortable in his skin. You're not gonna finna police my ears, nor are you gonna police my timeline. I could put up whatever I want to put up as long as I'm not being disrespectful, as long as I'm not crossing that line, as long as I'm not abusing my power. I'm free to express whatever the fuck I want to. Tell that nigga wearing stilettos to take that shit down. How about that? Why don't y'all say that? Y'all don't got nothing to say about that. You're not on Swanky's page telling him stop wearing earrings. But y'all feel that y'all feel safe that you could just get on a person's page and talk out the side of your neck. I'm gonna put a neck tattoo on that shit because I'm not the one. Don't play with me.
You say you Dick Gregory Jr.
I'm Dick Gregory Jr. Oh, because I'm going on.
Evolving into D. Greg. Yeah, man. Yeah, let's, you know,
respectfully.
Back to Scarlet, you know. And I mean, this always, they be like, yo, this is the test. You know, if Bella came, you know what I mean, and she was pumping Scarlet in her, because they don't got Walkmans no more, right? And her Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You feel me? And she was getting into the whole, who the fuck back? Get the fuck in. Who the fuck back? Like,
Bella's a performer,
what type
right?
of
Bella's.
I'm just, let me finish my question.
Yeah.
As a parent, as, you know, an adherent to the culture, to the music, what would be your response? Like, what conversation would you have with your child?
if my 9-year-old daughter was playing Scarlet,
Yes.
first off, I would be like, look, you know, that's a little too grown for you right now because she's a 9-year-old. But at the end of the day, if that's something that she's vibrating to, my 3-year-old, he likes to hear Kodak Black. And I didn't, and he didn't hear that from me. There's one song called Walk, Walk, Walk. He'll play that on a Bluetooth and be dancing. At the end of the day, I dance with him. When I used to play Uno at my father's house in the Bronx, my son Amir, he was around 9 and 10. He had his iPhone. He would play ratchet music. And then guess what we would also play? Jazz. And then when it was too much ratchet, when this nigga was winning at Uno, we'd be like, look, turn that shit off. And what would he do? He would put on Minecraft parody songs, right? So what was he showing us? He was showing us that he has a healthy palette of music and whatnot. And he's a connoisseur of the music because he was able to listen to Billie Holiday. He was able to listen to a little bit of quote unquote dark. He was able to listen to a little bit of some parody music and whatnot. They used to be like, they would remake the ratchet songs, but it would be like Indians or Chinese kids, and they would be making fun, and the shit was funny. So I would be like, yo, this little dude is hilarious, and I'm not here for the judgment. Because you know what? When I was 9 years old, my father would not let us listen to music in front of him. And what did that make us do, Blue?
Hey, we listen in private.
We would go and sneak. We would put a pillow over our head. This nigga will hold the door down. I would go and take the fucking Eazy-E out of the tape deck and throw that shit. I would put the Scarface in there, press play. I had headphones on. I put the pillow over my head so he wouldn't hear the vibration of the niggerly music. You know what I mean? Because you know our parents hated rap.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, yo, go and get your hit. It was almost like smoking in a hotel and whatnot, where you got to put the towel under the door. Niggas was sneaking to listen to rap music when I was coming up. So I'm not going to subject my son to no shit like that.
I remember going to AA's crib, and we used to have to listen to America Most Wanted hanging outside of the window on the 15th floor in Clinton Hill.
Right.
Take turns.
In fear.
Time to listen to Slick Rick. Right? Because again, this is the dichotomy. Slick Rick has some songs for the children on side A, and they has some songs for the adults on
Crabs
side
with spears and Indian drums. They going.
So where do you strike the balance? Where do you find what that thin line is? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We was dabbling, and just as much as I liked Hey Young World, you know, when I heard Treat 'Em Like a Prostitute, I was being introduced to some concepts that, because I'm a visual listener.
I paint the picture too.
Yeah, I cannot hear anything without establishing a visual picture in my mind. I have to know what I'm listening to in order to enjoy it. I cannot listen to music I cannot relate to.
Right.
Or have a visual imprint, or I have to have a perspective.
Right.
So yeah, you start seeking these perspectives to latch on to the music. Once again, like I said, in order to ride the wave as a Silver Surfer, I have to be over the wave, not underneath. I can't do nothing under the wave. I got to be wavy.
I gotta be on the wave. So what I would do with Bella is I would sit down and I would show her the Vlad TV interview with the young lady. If she wants to listen to her, I would say, well, you got to listen to her story. So you understand that she's channeling an energy, and I would explain to her what trauma is, and that's what it sounds like, okay? So she could become more familiar. If she was listening to some of these quote-unquote city girls and whatnot, I would also say, let's sit down and let's do the backstory. What's, because Carisha, she got a traumatic story too.
Yeah.
She's dealing with trauma. She's dealing with the loss of her BM and whatnot. She's dealing with her what she grew up in her environment. Like you said, across the quote unquote bridge off of South Beach in Miami, they hard on their women.
Hard.
Yeah, they come off the ropes with their elbow and whatnot. They hard on their women. In St. Louis, they hard on their women. In Philadelphia, it's not the era of Philly from Jillian Philly right now. So it's gonna produce a certain frequency and a certain sound. If we tell these children to run from it, guess what they're gonna do when we not looking? They're gonna run to it. They're gonna run to it because I'm only living out the example that I did. Me and Blue ran to it when they say don't go to it. That made us want to run to it faster.
That's one of the main reasons I love and advocate for Lizzie Jeff, right? Because I
love Lizzie, yo. I love Lizzie.
I lived in LA. I lived in LA for a period of time, and I used to take the bus. So I was around, and I lived in Baldwin Hills. I lived on Crenshaw. I lived downtown, but I also lived in Beverly Hills. But I also lived in Sherman Oaks. So I was all around the city. I got to pull from mad different cultural references. I used to vend on Venice Beach, right? I would be terrified if what I seen embodied in terms of the women of LA started rapping about the shit I seen on their bodies.
Right.
You the energy on them. I'm talking about by the time they're 20, they're burnt out.
Right.
From the environment, from the energy, from the weight of that environment on them. It literally becomes scarred inside of them. So for her to come from that environment with a message that's responsible, a perspective to sensuality and sexuality where it's a level of responsibility.
Right.
Again, we're not understanding the nuances of the smaller things that are being done that fill in the gaps, y'all. We so fucking judgmental. We're so judgmental, and we're not understanding the nuances, right? I don't listen to regional music, once again, like I said, without understanding something intricate about that region. I understand the past of the regions.
Right.
I understand what's going on in real time in those regions. I understand what the addictive personality are in those regions.
That's a fact.
So then I can really get the aspect of what kind of trauma am I listening to.
Right. I'm embodying the artist.
Right.
I'm living vicariously through the artist.
I wasn't a fan of horrorcore, but I heard it and I listened to it, and I was an avid reader of all hip hop journalism I could get my hands on. So when I went to Detroit and I was in that environment, then I understood horrorcore. Without being in my living room or my bedroom in Brooklyn, trying to judge something that I couldn't possibly understand the dynamics. What soil does this sprout from? Right? I need a soil test. You feel me?
Right.
So judge ye not, because shit could be way worse, and people can be utilizing their talent to channel things that can be way more detrimental that you can't motherfucking shake away from.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have to show appreciation and acknowledgement for the people who have original expressions, responsible original expressions, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody don't arrive on the journey at the same time. So somebody can be traveling through a tunnel and there's light on the other end of that tunnel, and it's like, yo, that tunnel is dark right now. But they're getting through the tunnel to get to the light. Can you give them an opportunity on their passage and their journey to travel through the tunnel to get to the light?
Right.
Perspective, y'all. So,
but like I said, through all of this,
real quick, like I said, when I seen Scarlett and I heard her music, I understood the pain. I connected and I identified where it was coming from. And I'm just like,
I didn't at first. Hold on. Yeah. I did not at first. At first, I was appalled.
I understand.
But it's important to hear where people are coming from. I cannot stress that enough. Before ye judge is cast to the stone. At least find out where the fucking pain is coming from.
Bro, she said her brother
gave her the scar.
the auntie and them kicked her out. She was put into the streets. Do you know what the Bronx street night?
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord.
Do
Fam,
you
do you
overnight
know what the Bronx streets at night
of
is?
Bronx is?
She lost her mother at 12. She went to her auntie who watched a boyfriend abuse her and sat there and did nothing. She got pushed out of her. She went to multiple foster homes where, because of her skin complexion, they treated her like the fucking help. Her own brother busted her lip and whatnot. She's been put into where she is, into this traumatic experience. She said that her out before she took herself out was the music and the creativity and the expression. She has 3 poems on her page that she's no makeup on, bearing her soul and whatnot. That didn't go viral. She tried what she could to see what would stick. And then she said, you know what? I'm going to channel the Onyx song. Back the fuck up. And I like DMX, Darkman X. And she put that little single out and whatnot, and that shit took off. And now she has Busta Rhymes and Swiss Beats, and the old Deluxe brought her out. Okay? So I trust Styles P. I trust Jada. I trust Swiss to a degree where they're not going to perpetuate something that you people are out there saying, oh, it's the downfall of everything. No, I feel that they're going to help mold that segment energy. They understand to a degree of the pain that she may be going through, but she has to channel it somewhere. The hate you gave little infants fucks everyone. You niggas don't want to look at it. Okay? You don't want to look at it. My $1 million question is, how many of y'all are in her inbox? She got pain. She going through something. Okay? And she on the forefront where she have your children ears. I would immediately, I'm in her inbox. I'm in her DM, giving her enlightenment. I'm not giving her dick pics. I'm not trying to get with her. I'm giving her enlightenment.
Yeah, I just want to hug her.
How many of y'all are in her DMs offering a free package? Look, I'm going to give you a facial. I'm going to send you some fucking sea moss. I'm going to send you some elderberry. I'm going to send you a goddess wig and whatnot. I'm going to send you some waist beads.
Let's speak on it as well. You know, that pain and that energy, you know, that trauma that she's going through, because it's Segmedian, is real. It's like that Snoop Dogg remix. She brought something out of Snoop that ain't been brought out of Snoop in a long while. And I think everybody that she get with, remember Rogue from X-Men?
Yeah, I remember Rogue that touches people and take their energy.
She got Rogue energy, right? Whoever she comes around, she touches them on the auric, and you got to show up. Because now it's that challenge. Yo, I can't let her body me. You feel me?
Right.
She's going to be through gnarling tracks. So niggas going to have to get extra gangster. I'm like, Snoop, you a 50-year-old businessman hanging out with Martha Stewart's. Them bars that you stepped up on that remix was a little like, that was 19-year-old Snoop. That video was great. So everything is going to be graphic dealing with this artist. So I'm just saying, as much as we want to understand where she comes from and the soil that she springs from, and then the fact that they on her marketability to push units, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just praying that there's a level of intervention in between it before she skyrockets and she's out of here. Like some level of therapy, some level of somebody getting her on the level to deal with her trauma before she gets so engulfed and involved in her career that she's not going to have an opportunity to get with it. Then she gets into beef with one of these people, then you're going to see the full gamut of pain, her trauma come to the forefront.
Let's pray that this young woman does not get into no beefs with none of these other rappers.
Eat Ice Spice or nothing.
Yeah, let's just hope that
Like
she don't have to
on the
grab Ice Spice by the afro, because that's gonna be ugly. She will walk her down. You know what I mean? She would dog walk Ice Spice. You know, let's not let her become another Joseline Hernandez. No disrespect. I'm not calling names out and whatnot, but you know, we've seen this before. I'm saying
watch the interview with Joseline too. It's important.
it is. All right, I'll check it out. Look,
Hold on. Understand the backstory, to understand the trauma.
of course, that's another one.
Understand the soil that they spring from.
Yes.
You feel me? I would love to give her a hug as well.
Right.
Understand now knowing more of her story. You know what I'm saying?
Now you're more familiar, so you don't gotta be so judgmental when you hear a person's perspective. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, let me be clear. This ain't simping. I'm not attempting to save them. You feel me? But I do. I'm a healer. I'm a helper. I'm not, I'm a helper. Because I don't like the word healer.
I'm not a healer either.
Your body does the healer. And then y'all be holding people with them titles to unrealistic expectations. I'm a helper. You feel me? I know how to push things along to get people into the healing process, of which is internal. I ain't inside of your body. I could get inside of your head and move some things around, hopefully, but your ultimately healing is going to take place internally in that individual. Yeah, she need a big hug.
So I want to give anybody that's out there an opportunity to express themselves. Join us on the live. Don't feel intimidated. This is not a debate. This is an open forum to hear different perspectives in a respectful manner. You know what I mean? And I want to hear where you're coming from. Please feel free to join us. And I will kindly open up the line so we can have a dialogue. And it's just not me talking to you all day, because I wanted to engage. That's what social media is built for, engagement. It's boring when it's just feel good all day and there's nothing pushing the motherfucking edge and whatnot. I like to toe the line. So please, if you out there and you triggered or you feel a kind of way about me posting something about me wanting to see the sister win and whatnot, and I'm like, yeah, she putting that kitty cat rap shit to bed because it needs some type of balance, then pull up and give me the answers, because I'm waiting. You dig? I'm waiting. Here we go. We got the Empress pulling up. Yes, Empress. Talk black to me.
Big up all the way from France, my brothers.
Yes, okay. Yes. Big up from France. Salute, sis.
Yes,
across the pond.
Respect.
Yes.
Yeah, I just feel brave enough to stand up.
Right. I love how brave looks on you.
Yes, it looks beautiful on you. Look at the sun coming out even more on your. The sun is with you.
That's right.
More love than hate.
Yes.
Now enter the pearly gates. Yeah, right. Respect. Respect. So yeah.
What island? What might I ask? Do you hail from?
We're Dominica. So in France. Salute. From Dominica. Atlanta. Yeah, pass from Dominica